What's up out there? This is the tackle breakdown of the Lexa TW from Daiwa. So this particular reel right here, these two reels I should say, are the newest members of the Lexa family from Daiwa. If you're a muskie angler, you already know what these are. You know what these reels have a good history. They've been getting better throughout the years as Daiwa entered the market of the low-profile muskie reel market. They really stepped up their game. They're getting a lot of the input, like a lot of the manufacturers, from the saltwater market. And a common misconception that saltwater anglers have about muskie fishing is, a saltwater angler might fight a fish for an hour and a half, 2 hours, so they can't understand how muskie guys can break all this stuff with a fish that's sometimes an eighth of the size of the fish they're fighting with the same reels in saltwater. It's because of the baits, and muskie anglers can tell you this, but if you're not a muskie angler, it's sometimes what people don't understand. The repetitiveness of casting lures that are the size of some game fish and actually reeling them in all day long is actually the punishing factor to fishing, to damage the reels. And Daiwa, the engineers have been very involved in the muskie market in trying to make their reels better each year and improving upon them to address the muskie angler's needs. With this version of the Lexa, the latest version of the Lexa, they actually have an improved clutch in it. I believe the pinion gear, or the pinion, was beefed up in this as well. They do have a nicer, beefier feeling power handle on these, but the biggest feature on the 400 model and the 300 model is now the T-wing system. So the actual line guide on the reel opens up to over half the width of the spool. So your casting distance and friction is greatly increased. Well, your friction's reduced, but your casting distance is increased. Your line's gonna come through a huge aperture there, no matter where your line is sitting on the spool. And I know all you casting reel guys know what I'm talking about, when your line's coming from one side of the reel all the way across to get through a little tiny hole that's typically the way a level line's shaped. This prevents that from happening. So it's going to reduce backlashes quite a bit, and it's also going to increase your casting distance. It's going to help in those cold weather months as well, and it helps you fish all those giant oversized lines with ease. 25-pound fluorocarbon, 80-pound braided line, all of them are going to be easy to fish with the T-wing system now from Daiwa. So if you're in the market for a big game reel, I'm not even saying just muskies. If you're fishing for flathead catfish or alligator gar or a whole bunch of big mean fish that swim around in freshwater, don't just think of this as a saltwater reel, this thing, or a muskie reel. It can handle any big game duty. So check out the Daiwa Lexa TW right now.